The day Marvel Universe's smartest man, Mr. Fantastic, said that Doctor Strange is the greatest threat to the multiverse, I should have realized right then that villains may come and go, but this guy, Doctor Strange, will remain a constant. Before Avengers Doomsday, Avengers 5 was titled Avengers Kang Dynasty, where Doctor Strange's presence was understandable because both Doctor Strange and Kang's variants are like long-lost cousins when it comes to wreaking havoc in the multiverse. On one side, Kang's variants were triggering a multiversal war, while on the other, Doctor Strange's variants had their own obsessions, some of which we learned about in Multiverse of Madness, including orchestrating incursions. Later, when Benedict Cumberbatch himself stated that he wasn't in Avengers Doomsday, I discussed it in detail in my No Doctor Strange in Avengers Doomsday video. But now that he's saying he is in Avengers Doomsday, I'm a little confused. My doubts intensified when Chris Evans was asked if he was returning to the MCU because rumors suggest he is in Avengers Doomsday. His response? Rumors of my return surface every 2 years, but I am happily retired. So, does this mean Doctor Strange will be in Avengers Doomsday, but Chris Evans won't? Or is this just another trick, like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man No Way Home denial? Whatever the case, let's discuss all possibilities one by one. First, let me tell you that Benedict Cumberbatch is a very smart actor. Even during the Doctor Strange movie era, he played similar mind games. In the 2014 Comic-Con, when asked which comic book character he'd like to play, he took a long pause and then said Nurse Normal, subtly hinting at Doctor Strange, as Nurse Normal is the opposite of Doctor Strange. A fan even guessed it correctly, but Benedict dismissed it as a joke and said Batman instead. So, this isn't the first time Benedict is playing such a game with fans. However, the reason for his contradictory statements in such a short time is linked to movie production. In Marvel films, changes often happen during production, and sometimes even shot scenes are removed. For example, Seth Rollins' role in Captain America Brave New World was trimmed out, which he confirmed in an interview. Moreover, studios and actors prefer keeping major character reveals a secret to maintain hype and limit fan theories. This is especially true for a character like Doctor Strange. As soon as Production Weekly reported on Doctor Strange 3, fans immediately guessed that the movie would adapt Time Runs Out comics, which I discussed in my Doctor Strange Ultimate Form video. This storyline will likely explore Doctor Strange's transformation into Black Priest, as Dormammu is returning, and this time, Strange doesn't have the Time Stone to stop him. This might also explain why Chris Evans is denying his return. If he were in Avengers Doomsday, it would not only hype fans but also give hope to those who miss Steve Rogers. But if he doesn't appear in the movie, those fans might feel disappointed, spreading negativity, similar to what happened during Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. The Superior Iron Man rumors completely took over the internet, and when it didn't happen, fans were disappointed, even though the character's presence wouldn't have affected the movie's story much. This shows why actors prefer playing it safe and keeping secrets, ensuring suspense remains intact. A prime example? Andrew Garfield. Even after his leaked photos, he kept denying his involvement in No Way Home, even calling the leaks photoshopped. And not just Andrew, many actors have done the same. Tobey Maguire claimed he had no idea about No Way Home. Tatiana Maslany denied playing She-Hulk before the series was announced. Almost every actor associated with Marvel has, at some point, given unclear answers about their casting. So, the real question remains, is Chris Evans actually in Avengers Doomsday? Only time will tell, but my instincts say he will be in the movie, not as Captain America, but as Captain Hydra or Nomad Captain America. I'm not saying this based on rumors or leaks, but on a pattern we've seen in the past. 2. What if episodes were scrapped because their stories were too similar to upcoming live-action projects? One involved Jane Foster lifting Mjolnir, which later happened in Thor 4, and the other was Guardians of the Galaxy-related, closely matching Guardians Volume 3. Similarly, the What If episode featuring Captain Hydra might have been removed because Marvel was planning to introduce Captain Hydra in Avengers Doomsday, with Chris Evans reprising the role. This version of Captain Hydra had an intriguing story, very different from the comics. Instead of Bucky, Steve would have fallen from the train, and Hydra would have brainwashed him. What he is doing for the greater good. After that, he aggressively expands Hydra's rule, and when Red Skull tries to stop him, he pushes him aside and becomes the new head of Hydra. Later, Bucky, Howard Stark, and Peggy Carter team up to stop him. So, a super soldier who is not only loyal to an organization but also removes its head for the organization's benefit. This, in my view, makes him a perfect candidate to be Doctor Doom's right or left hand. Because a king always needs a commander to fight and lead in battle. There are also some fan theories emerging, suggesting that Doctor Doom will have an evil Captain America and an evil Spider-Man by his side. Besides that, I included the option of Nomad Captain America because Steve represents pure goodness. Plus, how Steve returned the stones and how he aged is still not entirely clear. Marvel could reveal this in Doomsday, where we might learn that some mistake or unintended action during Steve's stone-returning mission led to the birth of Doctor Doom or played a role in making him powerful, something that would complete a full circle. After all, in Avengers Endgame, Tony told Cap, "You mess with time, it tends to mess back." So, Steve returning the stones in the timeline could also be counted as tampering with time, resulting in the creation of Doctor Doom. Beyond all this, what retirement is Chris Evans talking about? He just appeared in a lengthy cameo in the last Marvel movie. If you look at Chris Evans' track record, you'll notice he is the only actor who has appeared in almost every Marvel project from 2011 to Endgame. Now, let's talk about Doctor Strange and Doomsday. There is a lot of evidence supporting it. The first incursion was caused by a variant of Doctor Strange, as explained by Mr. Fantastic. Even at the end of Multiverse of Madness, Clea tells Doctor Strange to come with her because he triggered an incursion. But the interesting point is that Clea says, "We are going to solve it." Now, if you read comics like me, you'd know that there is only one way to stop an incursion: destroy one of the colliding Earths. That is a massive step, and I don't think our Doctor Strange would take it. If he does, he would be no different from a villain. So, I believe Doctor Strange 3 will not only introduce new threats, but also be a power-up journey for Strange. He will eventually realize what a big mistake he made by triggering an incursion. In my Doctor Strange in Doomsday video, I explained why Doctor Strange might not appear in Avengers Doomsday, because his storyline in Doctor Strange 3 will be running parallel to it. That makes complete sense. This also led me to propose a theory. If Doctor Strange isn't in Doomsday, then Secret Wars might be divided into two parts. Because there will definitely be one major event in this whole multiverse saga: the destruction of the entire multiverse. And when that happens, two characters must be present: Doctor Doom and Doctor Strange. So, if Doctor Strange is in Doomsday, the multiverse will be destroyed by the end of Doomsday. If not, then it will be destroyed in the next Secret Wars movie, meaning Secret Wars will be released in two parts. Between these two possibilities, I find Doctor Strange not appearing in Doomsday the more likely scenario. That being said, we shouldn't completely ignore the possibility of a Doctor Strange cameo, because that's Marvel's signature style, adding anything through reshoots. But the real answer to this video is: actors working in Marvel movies mislead on purpose. This universe is so vast that every actor's involvement gives rise to dozens of theories, sending audience expectations through the roof. So, in such cases, it's easier for actors to simply deny their involvement in a project or change their statements to confuse the audience rather than reveal everything clearly. Marvel is secretly working on multiple projects at the same time. Recently, Denzel Washington accidentally mentioned Black Panther 3, and that's how the audience found out the movie was happening. So, we shouldn't be surprised by actors' statements. But what do you think about this whole situation? Do you believe Chris Evans or Benedict Cumberbatch will appear in Avengers Doomsday? Let us know in the comments. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and share it, and subscribe to our channel for more contents. For Fantastic Four teaser breakdown, watch the video above. And to know the origin and powers of Galactus, watch the one below. I'll be back with a new video soon.